Hi, everybody. It's Kelly Day. I'm here with artist Carla Chantry to have a wonderful, inspiring interview for those of you today who want to transition to your art and you're wondering how to do it. Carla has done an incredible job. So Carla she splits her time between Alaska and Washington and also Mexico sometimes. And she was a teacher for 27 years. She retired a few years ago when we met and transitioned to be an artist. And now she's having all kinds of success that we're going to tell you about today. So Carla, welcome. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right, Carla, why don't you just start by giving us a little background about yourself?
Okay, I'm Carla Chantry. I live in a small community in Washington State, and I also live in a small community in Alaska. I taught for actually 29 years before I retired, and at the end of my retirement, I decided I needed to go back into my art more, or I really wanted to go back into my art. And so I started doing more painting, taking classes with Kellie, and it just opened my eyes to a whole new way of painting and thinking about art. And so
Yeah.
that's
So tell
what
us
I
some
did.
of tell us some of the successes you've been having with your art. Been selling and showing, and you're painting a ton.
Yes, I'm painting a lot. I just constantly painting, not a all day painting, but I paint every day. I don't usually miss a day unless I'm on vacation somewhere and I can't take my paints with me. And but I've uh, I've won some awards um, on some shows, and then I've started selling in little bits. It started off small, little bits here and there, but I kept showing. And then in December, on one showing, I sold 12 paintings. So it was
Wow, 12 paintings in one show. That's incredible. What was
12 in one show. Yeah, it was awesome. I just couldn't believe it. I thought,
Make thousands
oh,
of dollars. Yeah.
yeah, yes. And it was enough to get me started on my website, which I'd been struggling with because I'd rather paint. I didn't really want to try to figure out what every little word meant. So
Yeah.
uh, I realized I was not as tech savvy as I thought I was.
Well, that's how some artists feel. A lot of artists feel that way. That's why we worked on that. Yeah. Sales, like you've sold a lot of art. What are you selling your biggest paintings for these days?
Well, like the Big Bird is going to be going for $2,592.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
great.
So I sold my 20 by 20 for 800.
All right.
So,
I want you to remember back to when we met and you were
uh-huh.
getting ready to retire. Remember that?
Yes.
And you were wanting to transition to your art.
Yes.
And you said something to me like, I need to find my passion in my art again. And I was wanting
Yes.
to ask you like to talk about that. Like, why is it a need, with artists and not just a hobby?
I don't know. I think it's something within the heart. I've always had a passion for it since I was probably second grade. I think even younger and I think a teacher built this in me because my sisters and brothers, most of them, well, two of them drew besides me, and theirs just went away. You know, they didn't draw anymore. Didn't do anything. But I just felt like I needed to do it. It's in me. It, and it wasn't fulfilling me without doing some form of art.
Mhm.
So I, uh, I just kept doing it. The teacher that woke me up about my art, because I thought everybody did it, because my sisters and brothers did it, and I drew something for her, and she just went on and on about this painting. She put it up on the her bulletin board, and I thought, oh, I thought everybody did this, and said
Aw.
I was going to be a famous artist someday. So
So she really encouraged you.
she really did.
Isn't
She
that
really did.
interesting? Like so many women, like they don't believe in themselves because they had a teacher that wasn't encouraging. And you're so lucky that you
Right.
had a teacher that was
Well,
encouraging.
my transfer through my art has been. I mean, I started out with oils, then I went into acrylics, and when I got to the end of my teaching career, I had kind of faded out of that. Um, I was trying to get into more acrylics, and it just didn't feel like my own work anymore. It didn't, you know, because I mean, tell you the truth, my husband's always saying, "Well, I really like that realistic stuff you used to do." I says, "Oh, we don't do that anymore. It wasn't me." I says, "You can go take a picture if you like that realistic stuff." You know, he just doesn't get it. But I says, "This is me. This is what comes out of me. It's not like I'm going and finding a picture and just doing it. I'm actually creating that picture by a drawing and then painting it rather than me going and I mean, and this, I do. I look through Pinterest and always looking at other people's artwork and I get lots of ideas. But then when I put it to canvas, it becomes me. And
Yeah.
so it's putting my take on the world, I guess,
Oh my gosh, how does that feel compared to what you were doing before?
a lot more because I always felt I wasn't putting me out there. I was copying someone else rather than being that person that created from her heart rather than just copying.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Feel like what was missing, I guess, is what I'm wondering. When you weren't expressing who you were, what was missing from your life?
oh, just not, just not being me, just painting to be painting.
Hmm.
Um, I wasn't in those paintings, or I didn't put any of me in those paintings.
Mm.
I was just working to copy someone else's, or I at the time wasn't feeling like I was copying. I felt I was learning on
Hmm.
how someone else done something, but I wasn't finding me. And I think that's what I was looking for because I had a hard time getting back into the art and feeling like the painting was good enough to show. Because
Yeah.
I showed my work and won awards and stuff on it, but I didn't I never felt like it was mine. I felt like it was a piece of somebody else that I was
Oh.
painting rather than me. And now I'm feeling like I'm coming around to me finally. It's kind of like growing up, I guess.
How does that feel though to feel like you're walking on this earth expressing who you are?
It feels good. I mean, I guess that's why I have so many paintings. I just enjoy painting so much that, I mean, I'll have two or three going at the same time, and and I'll bounce back and forth between the three paintings, and I mean, I'll finish those three paintings probably in a week, just because. I mean, and I don't constantly paint. I just when I walk by, I think, oh, I should add this, and I'll be there an hour, and, add it, and then I'll leave and go wash dishes.
You
So
gotta
it's
put it
not,
out, right? You have to have it out
yeah,
so you can see it.
yeah,
Well, it's a good thing you have that you're selling your art now that you have so many paintings. And I
yes,
think what people really want to hear that I'd love to dive into is, you were a teacher for 27 years.
hmm
And there you were, like looking at retirement coming down the pipe and thinking about your art. What where were you at before we worked together? What was going on with your painting?
Well, every time I painted something, it just didn't feel me. And I thought, oh, am I ever going to get back into painting? Because when I went to college, usually you're supposed to come out with, I thought, greater ideas and to become me. Well, it kind of stifled my painting. I didn't feel like I was painting for me and through me. I wasn't. So so when retirement got closer, I thought, oh, what am I going to do? I want to paint, but it's like a painter's block, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I could not get a painting finished. I would start it and I think, no, no, that's not where I want to go with it. Um, but I got to finally took your class and it opened my eyes to this is what I'm searching for. This is what I want to do. And the writer's block or the painter's block went away and I was painting constantly then. I mean, I come up with lots of paintings.
Yes, you do. And now you've got a very recognizable style with your beautiful mulberry papers. And we'll tell you guys
Yes.
where you can see her art at the end of this interview here, but it's really stunning. And I know you love to paint the sea life and marine life from Washington and Alaska, right?
Yes, yes. Well, the being in Northeast Washington, we live along a river and there's always birds and animals and everything in our yard. And same with Alaska. We're along the coastal, and so then I have the coastal animals to paint, and so it's just been. I have always had an idea coming up. You know, before I finish one, I'm thinking about another one getting started. So
You're
there's
so
always something.
inspired. Yes, yes.
Yes,
One of the questions I had for you is you said that a really big thing that helped you transition from where you were before we met, where you were getting ready to retire, and where you are now with all your paintings and sales is mindset. You said,
yes,
I got to look up my notes here. You attribute everything to you just starting to believe in yourself. Can you tell us about that?
yes. Well, I don't know. I guess I thought I believed in myself, but I, I, I didn't. Once I started painting, I started believing, yeah, I can do this. This is going to work. I'm going to do it. I mean, and I put my focus on painting and just getting through each little hurdle and getting my confidence built up. And that helps by showing your work and people liking your work. And I mean, even people that have my old pieces that I painted for them, they like the new as well.
Mhm.
So
That's great.
I uh, I do. I like what I'm doing now. And um, when I was little, I always used paper, and we made things with paper. And it wasn't until I took your class that I realized, oh, this is what I want to do. I did it when I was a child, and it's like tearing something apart and then puzzle piecing it back together.
Yeah, the mixed media is so much fun. And I think a lot of really freeing yourself up that you did is really getting back to that feeling of when you were a kid,
Yes,
right? And that has to do with the mindset too of just being uninhibited, you know what I mean?
yes,
So
yes.
Carla, tell us like for the women that are out there that are wanting to do their art or that are retired or about to retire and wanting to transition to being an artist like you are, what do you think it takes? Because a lot of times they tell me, I'm afraid I don't have what it takes, or I'm afraid if I put my time and my energy and my money into buying all this supplies, it won't pay off. Like, what do you think it takes to do what you've done here?
I think it takes to believe in yourself And it's not like having to have someone tell you you're good, but just taking it a step at a time and just doing it. And if you do it every day, you're practicing and building those skills to where it becomes easier and easier and easier. So I would say step by step and just keep telling yourself, it's a mindset, telling yourself, I can do this. I am good, that I have something to say. Not
Mhm.
always just good, that I have something to say
Mhm.
and my painting. And just keep doing it. It's a step process. I think that's how I dealt with it. I did a step. Well, first I do this, and then I'm going to do this. And each time I have a little more, okay, I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm going to try this more.
What was the final straw that made you decide to work with me? That you didn't want to keep trying it on your own? Because a lot of people keep trying it on their own for like years, right?
Well, I had taken another class from someone else, no names, and she said that you needed to do certain things. So I don't know, I run across yours and I knew I was looking for somebody that I could relate to and that would actually, usually when you take a class from someone, they give you their techniques and you do the same painting. And what helped me was I didn't have to do, because I'm not a very good, I guess I'm a teacher, I should be better at following uh, the rules. And I was not very good at that because I would want to put something else in it, and so then I ended up with their painting and to me, it wasn't very good. And so I don't know, I just found you and took that class, and it was like the door opened wide for me. And I knew that was perfect for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I wanted to go into abstract or realism or uh, it just kind of fell in together. And I some I like the abstract, some I like to do the backgrounds and make them not so. And I'm always fighting with myself too. It's not. Is this too realistic? Is this not too realistic? Or
You found a
I'm
happy
always,
medium, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, well, and that's part of what we discovered together is what you wanted to paint. That was a huge thing,
yeah,
right? So,
yes.
so Carla, what would you tell people that are really dreaming about their art and they're not sure if they should take this program with me or not?
Oh, I say take it and run. Go run to that class because it was eye opening for me and opened me up to what I was wanting. Um, and your class is just awesome. It's the starting point to a big change for your life.
That's so cool that you said that. It's the starting point to a big change for your life. You know, I've watched your life change over the last couple of years, and I just talked with this company that asked me to teach a retreat in France or Spain, and they said that they used to do retreats of all different types, like cooking, yoga, but they found that art for people was the most life-changing. So all
Oh,
they do
yeah,
now is art. Isn't that interesting?
that is
Because it's not
very
just something
interesting.
you do. It's who you are.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting chills because that feeling when you're making a painting and you look at it when you're done and it expresses you are who you are, isn't that like the best feeling in the world?
it's the best feeling. Yes, yes.
So, Carla, where can people see your art? I know you have an incredible Instagram page.
Yes, at Carla Chantry Art on Instagram, and then you can also see some on Facebook. I think it's No, it's Chantry Art on Facebook.
Carla, anything else you want to share to encourage other women in their journey before we sign off today?
Oh, I just say go for it because you're not going to fail. No art is a failure anyway. And I say go for it. You won't regret it at all.
I agree. I agree. I can't imagine my life without my art. I know that much.
That's that's right.
All right, Carla, thanks so much for being here. And for those of you who are feeling that calling and you really want to transition to being an artist like Carla, who's got a style and making bodies of work that she loves that people are buying, then you can reach out to me and book a call with me like Carla did at kelliedayart.com/booking. That's Kelly with an IE, dayart.com/booking. And we'll get on the phone and we'll find out where you're at, what you need to move forward. And if I can help you, then I will share with you what that looks like with that art mentoring program. Carla, thank you so much for being here. I'm sure you inspired lots of women today. It's so good to see you.
Thank you.
And if you guys are here, leave a comment. Let us know if this interview inspired you to start your art. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.